The ocean is black, not dark blue, not midnight gray. Black. The helicopter hovers above hostile waters, rotor blades slicing through the night. Wind and salt hit your face as you stand at the edge, gear strapped tight to your body. Your gloves are wet. Your heartbeat is louder than the engine. 30 seconds. You don't speak. Juice, nod. Below you, a cargo vessel drifts silently. Somewhere inside, armed men are waiting. Somewhere inside, something has gone wrong. You step forward, and for a split second, just one, you remember when you were nobody? Then you jump. The water swallows you whole. Ice cold, violent. Shock hits your chest like a punch. You resurface in darkness. Goggles down, breathing steady. Bajuarin, they always... You were just another young man standing barefoot on a beach in Coronado, staring at the Pacific Ocean for the first time as an instructor paced in front of you. Welcome to BUD, SB Basic Underwater Demolition SEAL Training. Around you, dozens of other candidates stood tall, pretending they weren't nervous. Everyone looked strong, confident, unbreakable. So did you. That illusion died on the first run. Soft sand turns your legs into concrete. The instructors don't slow down. They don't care about your excuses. They don't care about your dreams. They care about one thing: who quits. And quitting is easy. There's a bell sitting in the center of the compound. 3 rings, and you're done. Warm shower, dry clothes, sleep. You see it on day 1. You think you'll never need it. By day 3, you understand why it's there. The cold becomes your enemy. The Pacific doesn't care how tough you are. It strips that idea away in seconds. You link arms with the other candidates during surf torture as waves crash over your heads, again and again. You can't breathe. You can't see. You can't think. The instructor walks calmly behind you. Ring the bell, and it stops. Someone breaks. You hear it. Ring, ring, ring. He walks away wrapped in a towel. You stay. Then comes Hell Week. 5 days. Almost no sleep. Constant movement. Logs digging into your shoulders. Boats pressing down on your spine. Your body begins to shut down piece by piece. You hallucinate at night. You see things that aren't there. You laugh at nothing. You forget what day it is. The strongest guy in your class quits on night 2. No speech. No drama. He just walks to the bell. Ring, ring, ring. Now there are fewer of you. The instructors scream inches from your face. You don't belong here. Maybe they're right. At 3 in the morning, soaked, freezing, covered in sand. You look at that bell longer than you ever have. You imagine going home. You imagine explaining why you quit. You imagine living with that. And something inside you refuses. Not because you feel strong, but because you're too stubborn to accept defeat. So, you stay. When Hell Week finally ends, you don't celebrate. You barely stand. But you're still there. Weeks later, after dive phase and land warfare training, after endless evolutions that push every weakness to the surface, you stand in formation one last time. The trident is pinned to your chest. You are now part of the United States Navy SEALs. It doesn't feel heroic. It feels heavy. Because now it's real. Your first deployment comes fast. There's no dramatic build-up. Just a plane ride, a briefing, and suddenly you're in a country you've only seen on maps. The air smells like dust and diesel fuel. The base is loud during the day and tense at night. Your first real mission starts in darkness. You check your weapon 3 times. Your hands are steady, but your thoughts aren't. This isn't training ammo. This isn't a simulation. When the helicopter lifts off, you stare out into the night and realize something simple and terrifying. There is no instructor here to stop this if it goes wrong. You stack on the first door of your life. Your team leader looks back at you. Just a nod. Boom. The charge blows. You move. Everything happens faster than your brain can process. Room clear, left clear. Moving. A chateau shifts at the end of a hallway. Your heart spikes. Your training takes over. Identify, decide, act. Seconds later, it's over. The target is secured. No friendly casualties. But when you sit alone afterward, the adrenaline fades and your hands shake. Hoost slightly. No one says anything. Back at base, you lie on your bunk, staring at the ceiling. You replay every movement in your mind. Every step, every angle, every decision. You realize something that night. Fear doesn't disappear when you are in the Trident. It just becomes something you carry quietly. Mission after mission, deployment after deployment, You change. You stop talking as much. You observe more. You learn to read rooms instantly. You learn to trust your team without speaking. You also learn how quickly things can go wrong. One night, during a raid in a dense urban block, gunfire erupts from a position no one expected. It's loud, disorienting, close. A teammate drops. Time slows. You drag him behind cover while returning fire. Your breathing stays controlled, even though your mind is racing. You hear commands over the radio, overlapping and chaotic. You don't think about being scared. You think about solving the problem. You push forward, clear the threat, and secure the objective. When it's done, you kneel beside your teammate as the medic works. He's alive, but you understand now what this job truly costs. It's not just strength. It's not just endurance. It's responsibility. You're no longer the scared recruit staring at a bell on a beach. You're an operator. And this is only the beginning. You don't notice when the fear changes. It doesn't disappear. It sharpens. Deployments stack up. Different countries, different targets, same darkness, same silence before the breach. You're not the new guy anymore. You're the one newer operators watch. You catch it in small ways. The way they glance at you before stepping onto the helicopter. The way they wait half a second longer for your nod before moving through a doorway. Respect in this world isn't given with speeches. It's earned in rooms filled with gun smoke. Years into the job, you move differently. Slower, more precise. You waste no energy. Every step has purpose. You've learned that chaos is predictable. There's always a moment when a mission teeters between success and disaster. The difference is who stays calm. One night, intelligence confirms a Hivali target operating out of a fortified compound in mountainous terrain. The approach is steep. Extraction options are limited. Weather's unstable, the kind of mission that punishes hesitation. You're second in command now. In the briefing room, satellite imagery glows on the screen. Entry points, guard rotations, possible escape routes. You ask fewer questions than you used to, because now you know which questions matter. Hours later, you're moving uphill under a moonless sky. The air is thin. Every breath feels smaller. You stack at the first structure. The breach goes clean. The second building doesn't. Gunfire erupts from a concealed position above the courtyard. Tracers slice the dark. One of your men is pinned behind low cover. You don't freeze. You shift angles, direct suppressive fire, reposition the team. Your voiceover comes as calm. Inside, your pulse is hammering. You move across open ground to pull your teammate back. Bullets crack past your ears. You feel the impact of dirt kicking against your legs. You get him behind the wall. He's shaken, bleeding, but stable. You nod once. Stay with us. Then you re-engage. Minutes later, the compound is secure. The target is captured. As the helicopter lifts off at extraction, you look at the faces around you. Exhausted, focused, alive. You realize something important. The mission isn't about adrenaline anymore. It's about bringing everyone home. Back on base, the debrief is short. Clean execution. Minor injuries. Objective achieved. But you don't sleep pleasantly that night, because leadership is creeping closer. And leadership means wait. More deployments follow. Hostage rescues in tight urban corridors. Maritime interdictions on rolling seas. Rural operations where the silence feels heavier than gunfire. You begin leading smaller elements of the team. Not officially at first, just naturally. You position people where they perform best. You adjust plans mid-mission without waiting for permission. You sense problems before they fully form. During one operation, inside a dense city block, you're tasked with leading the entry element. The building is narrow. Stairwells tight. Corners blind. Halfway up the stairs, an explosion detonates above you. The shockwave rattles your vision. Dust fills the air. For 2 seconds, nobody can see. And that's when panic spreads. You shut it down instantly. Hold position. Breathe. Move. Simple commands. Clear voice. The team resets. You clear the upper floor methodically, step by step. Threat neutralized. Later, one of the younger operators approaches you quietly. How did you stay so calm? You don't have a dramatic answer. You just say, you focus on the next step. Not the whole staircase. That becomes your mindset. One step. One door. One decision at a time. Promotion eventually becomes official. You're now a senior enlisted leader within your unit of the United States Navy SEALs. There's no celebration, just more responsibility. You sit at the front of the briefing room now. Maps spread out in front of you. Intelligence updates flowing in. Younger operators watching your reaction to new information. Every red mark on the map represents risk. Every decision affects families thousands of miles away. You feel it. Before one high-risk mission, a junior operator lingers after the briefing. He doesn't say much, just adjusts his gear slowly. You recognize the look. It's the same one you had years ago before your first raid. Ju, walk over. Trust your training, you tell him. Simple, but it matters. That night, during insertion, unexpected resistance greets your team at the landing zone. Small arms fire forces a rapid reposition. Plans shift in seconds. You reroute the approach, split the team, re-establish momentum. The mission becomes fluid, unpredictable. But you've learned to operate inside unpredictability. You, adaptación. You, overcome. You extract successfully. Back at base, as you remove your gear, you feel the accumulation of years in your joints, in your shoulders, in your mind. You've survived long enough to understand something most never do. Skill keeps you alive, but composure keeps everyone else alive. And the higher you rise, the quieter the victories become. There are no parades, no public recognition, just another mission folder closed. Another sunrise watched in silence. You started as a recruit trying not to ring a bell. Now you're the steady presence others rely on when the pressure spikes. But the next phase is coming. And it demands more than experience. It demands absolute control.